Hey pilots, Drain Man here, and today I have got a very special video. In today's video, we're going to be checking out this all new, brand new HEX35 Cinewhoop drone by Aikon and GoFly RC tag team together. You're not going to want to miss this. Let's go. Alright pilots, if you are at all interested in cinematic flying, cinematic shots, flying through places, under places, all over places, chasing stuff, whatever it may be, if you are at all that type of pilot, or maybe you're not, but you do like to do those things sometimes, this is a quadcopter that should grab your attention. And I'm excited to show it to you today because although it's a different variant, it's also almost as if it's a V2 because we just checked out Aikon and GoFly's Geek35. And you may remember that I did a video on it, and if you didn't see it, I'll put a link for you down in the video description. But that drone was absolutely amazing and it flew awesome. Its ducts, because it's a ducted drone, just like other cinematic Cinewhoops, the ducts were a thin trim of carbon fiber, a dual layer of thin carbon fiber. And this guy here is a little bit different. And what makes this one possibly better is that it's one solid base piece of polycarbonate as your ducts going around your drone. So let's go ahead and crack this puppy open. Ooh, look at that. So inside, and I remember this from the Geek35, I love the way they package their ready-to-fly drones. They come in a big, beautiful bundle of bubble wrap where you really can't go wrong. And then it opens. Watch this. You just kind of open it up and slide out your quad. And now you're ready to go. How cool is that? Alright, so you get your instructions, and that's pretty cool because it's got everything from what's in it, what's on it, the design, you've got wiring, you've got everything that you could possibly want in multiple languages, but it's all in here ready to go. Now, for our quadcopter ourselves, I'm going to pull that guy out and set it aside. What does it come with? A second set of ducts. So what does that mean? I've got black and I've got like a light smoke gray. So for any reason I take a really hard crash and I do happen to break these, which I don't really see happening, but let's just say I did, not a big deal. I swap out a couple screws and then I slap on my new set of ducts. I've got a couple spare pieces of 3D print. I've got an extra battery slip pad. I've got my screw, nut, and Allen key if I want to mount a GoPro right here on the universal GoPro mount, and we'll get into that a little bit more. And then I've got a huge bag of very long, thin black zip ties. That's if I'm going to want to do any extra wiring, LEDs, if I take it apart, need to put it back together. Keep in mind, although I have the bind and fly here, it also comes in plug and play, but you could also just buy the frame if you wanted to. Okay, so inside of my HEX35, I've got myself the HD Caddx Nebula. That is basically the Vista with the Nebula camera. You can also get it with the HD RunCam Wasp, and you can also get it in analog. If you just wanted to run analog, you could do a Caddx Ratel 2. These are your options that you can choose when purchasing this drone. Now, as far as your receiver goes, you can get it PNP, which is plug and play. That means you slap in your own receiver, you bind it, you go. Or you can get it in a TBS Crossfire, which will come with the Nano. That's what I have here. Or you can do the hot and exciting ELRS and 2.4. I've got my Radio Master TX16S Pro Max in red. This thing is amazing. Holy cow. This radio cost me almost 500 bucks, but it is beautiful. Look at that. I've got the folding handle. I swap out between my Crossfire and my ELRS receiver. I've got everything from custom switches to the AG01 metal gimbals. Yes, full color screen. Touchscreen? Did I say touchscreen? It's literally got everything. It's even got leather grips on the side. This radio is amazing and I love it, and I'm going to use it with Crossfire so that I can fly my HEX35. You do what you want to do, but that's what I'm gonna do. And last but not least, when you're picking out your HEX35, you can choose your motor KV. This one here is an 1800 KV, which means it's a 6S quadcopter. You can also purchase the 2900 KV, which is going to be 4S. But that's totally up to you on what you want to do. Your all-up price is going to be $439, and you're getting a lot of real estate for that price. And they built the whole thing for you. They put it all together. They even put on your props. They even took it out for a spin, and they tuned it and then shipped it to you. So you're not just getting some slapped together thing off a shelf that doesn't fly right. Okay, let's dive in a little bit closer. The motors are a T-mount style on your propellers. They come with the GemFan D90s. They've got the 2 screws and they've already got them set. The only thing I'm not a fan of is they have them running in regular configuration when I personally prefer reverse props, but it's ducted, it really doesn't matter. This motor here is a 2004 and it comes in that sleek orange laser metal cutting black. It looks really good if you could see it in person. They're absolutely nice. And then underneath I can see the plastic that they add to the motor, and I love that. That is a personal favorite for me because when you're putting in your screws, if they're a little bit too long, you've got that plastic there to protect you from hitting your motor windings. You can see the plastic ducts that go all the way around. They're strong, but they're also got a little bit of play and flexibility to them. You've got your camera mounting. This is also injection molded, so that means we're not going to have any issues. And then they've even taken the time to 3D print a little guard for the lens, so that's really nice. Something I'm very happy about is this main frame. So the whole thing is kind of built on a carbon plate, one solid plate, and it's a unibody, if you will, and then it's inverted and everything is kind of built upward, well, downward from there. And that plate is super nice. I want to show you the thickness if I can get in there because it's not a thin little piece. So we need to unlock that. And that carbon is coming in at 4 millimeters. That's decent. That is a decent set of carbon. But what I did want to point out is if you notice, it is toilet bowl configuration. So that's pretty nice. That means my battery is going to mount this way, right here on top of this battery grip. Now you've got your 3D printed holder / protector for your XT60 connector. If you've got XT30 batteries, cut that connector off and solder on a 30. Your call. But you could also take it out of this side and run it over on this side if you so wished. Now you can see our wires are held on by that cloth tape, and if you have at all watched my videos, I actually use that myself quite often. They've used a thinner gauge, but they've wrapped around to hold the wires down, protect them, keep them from flopping around and getting all caught up. Here in the back you're going to see this really cool design where they have mounted my Crossfire Nano receiver right next to my antenna, which is held in good. Look at that. You can't even get to it. If you wanted to take it off, you'd have to pull these screws, which is also really cool. All these slots of holes allows you to set any configuration of mounting that you wished. But instead of my Immortal T flopping all around, look, it heads over here. They've mounted to the foot where the motor goes, and there's a little like stub with different levels of holes. Look at that. That's super cool. And then they set it on the top one, so I don't have to worry about my antenna going anywhere, getting chewed up by the props, nothing. They're safe, they're locked, they're loaded. And you'll notice they use a male by female plug to connect the Caddx Vista, so that way if you wanted to quick disconnect and wire a new one, pull it out, put it on a different drone, whatever you got going on, you've got that quick disconnector there. I personally really like that. You could even unplug that and then plug in your drone and take care of some other things that you wanted to without burning up your VTX. Pretty nice. Underneath, you're going to see TPU mounting all the way around. That is our landing gear, so when we come in and land, you're going to be in good shape. You'll see the antenna mounting is really cool. Double zip ties holding it on right there. That's pretty cool. And then it heads up out the back where it's out of the way, safe, and getting good vision. There's not a lot of things blocking the way or messing it up from being able to do what it needs to do best. You're probably looking at this going, oh my God, if I needed to get in there, it'd be a nightmare. Well, guess what? It's really not. Right here from the top side, there's 6 screws. You undo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you are in this drone like in the phone. No. You're in this drone, easy peasy, 6 screws, you're on your way. All right, the last thing that I want to touch on before we take this guy to the sky is the stack. And if you look inside, you're probably already saying, Drain Man, I only see one board. And that's right, you're seeing this board and just this board. I actually have one here. This is the Aikon F7 all-in-one 60 amp stack. It's not even a stack, but it's ESC, flight controller together, all in one, and this beautiful, beautiful board. I'm not going to get into it too much because I actually have a full video on this board. I'll put a link for you down in the video description, but check this guy out. Look at those big, beautiful MOSFETs. You've got your motor layouts clean and separated. If I flip it over, you've got your MCU right here. This is an F7 processor. You've got 5 software invertible UARTs. You've got onboard OSD, black box. You've got software controlled VTX and power switch. You've got LED and buzzer outputs. You've got an onboard 6S 50 volt regulator. That's nice. Then you've even got a 10 volt regulator to run your DJI stuff. Right off of this one board, it is a 25 by 25 mounting. If you're not really familiar with that, it's in between the 20 and the 30. It's more for the whoop. So you would actually mount it diagonally, and then there's your connection right there. It is a micro USB connection, but overall this board is absolutely gorgeous, and it's not cheap, and it comes inside of this already for you, wired and ready to go. Pilots, this is a sick freaking build. I cannot wait to take this out. I'm going to get you guys some flight footage. We're going to take this out for a spin. I hope that you guys are as excited as I am. I hope that you guys stick around for the flight footage. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out for a spin. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.
Tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just pull it out and count for nothing when I'm feeling great. Give my baby little more just to spend it, and I'm always on go, I don't hesitate. Used to always know I make it, yeah. I'll be me until I'm in the grave, yeah. See my record, had to set it straight, yeah. I made to kill like 10 times 10. I got wires coming in, some in euros, some in sec, some in dollars, some in yen. I've been trying to keep my zen, keep my cool. Trying to keep the family fed, get my food. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. Did it, do it. I did it all, no gimmicks. I did it all, no fibbing. Now I got all these children, now I got all these clones. Now I got all you twinning, now I got all you thinking like all you winning. They tried to count me out, they tried to fill that doubt. They tried to ride my wave, they tried to knock me out. They tried to count my wins, they tried to show my L's. They tried to make me in, they tried, but where they now? Where they? Step in the spot and they stare at me. All of these battles will bear me. I swear that nothing compares to me. Feeling blessed, I won't stress. Beat the odds, you know the rest. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just pull it out and count for nothing when I'm feeling great. Give my baby little more just to spend it, and I'm always on go, I don't hesitate. Used to always know I make it, yeah. I'll be me until I'm in the grave, yeah. See my record, had to set it straight, yeah. I make to kill like 10 times 10. I got wires coming in, some in euros, some in sec, some in dollars, some in yen. I've been trying to keep my zen, keep my cool. Trying to keep the family fed, get my food. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. Did it, do it. I did it all, no gimmicks. I did it all, no fibbing. Now I got all these children, now I got all these clones. Now I got all you twinning, now I got all you thinking like all you winning. They tried to count me out, they tried to fill that doubt. They tried to ride my wig, they tried to knock me out. They tried to count my wins, they tried to show my L's. They tried to make me in, they tried, but where they now? Where they? Step in the spot and they stare at me. All of these battles will bear me. I swear that nothing compares to me. Feeling blessed, I won't stress. Beat the odds, you know the rest. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend.